What if one of the most iconic paintings in Western art history wasn't just a beautiful image, but, a secret message wrapped in myth, philosophy, and forbidden love? This is the mystery of the birth of Venus by Sandro Botticelli, a painting so famous, so ethereal, that it's easy to forget it was once controversial, mysterious, and possibly even dangerous. But what is the real story behind it? Who is this Venus? And why did Botticelli paint her this way? Let's travel back to Florence, Italy, circa the late 1400s. The Renaissance was in full bloom. Artists, philosophers, poets, and scientists were reshaping the world with new ideas. But Florence wasn't just a city of light, it was also a place of power, politics, and secrets, and in the heart of it all was a family, the Medici, wealthy, cunning, and deeply influential. Sandro Botticelli wasn't just painting for the public, he was working for the Medici. And the birth of Venus, painted around 1485, wasn't made for a church or royal palace. It was made for a private villa. That alone is unusual. It means the painting wasn't meant to inspire religious awe. It was designed to whisper a message to those who understood its hidden language. So, what are we actually looking at? A giant seashell, a golden-haired woman, the sea, the sky, the wind gods blowing her ashore, a nymph ready with a cloak. On the surface, it's the Roman myth of Venus, born from sea foam after the god Uranus was castrated and his blood spilled into the ocean. But the painting doesn't just retell the myth, it reinterprets it. Venus stands nude but not in shame. She's not seducing either. Her pose is modest yet powerful. Her skin glows, her gaze is soft, almost sad. She isn't a goddess of lust, she's something else entirely. To understand that, we have to step into the mind of a Renaissance humanist. In the 1400s, ancient Greek and Roman texts were being rediscovered and translated. Thinkers like Marsilio Ficino, who worked closely with the Medici, were blending pagan philosophy with Christian values. They saw Venus not as a symbol of erotic love, but as a representation of divine beauty. According to them, gazing upon physical beauty could lead the soul upward towards spiritual enlightenment. That's the key. The birth of Venus isn't just a mythological painting, it's a spiritual one, just not in the Christian sense. Botticelli may have been trying to paint the moment where physical beauty touches the divine. Venus becomes a symbol of the soul, emerging from the chaotic sea of the material world and stepping onto the shore of wisdom and love. But there's more. Look closely at the wind gods, Zephyrus and Aura. They're not just blowing wind, they're propelling her into the world. This could symbolize inspiration or even the breath of life. On the right, the nymph holding the cloak is often seen as one of the hours, goddesses of the seasons. She's about to cover Venus, giving her place and purpose in the earthly world. It's a birth, but not in the physical sense. It's the awakening of beauty, truth, and love into human consciousness. Still, that doesn't explain everything. Why would a Christian artist in a deeply religious society paint a nude pagan goddess? The answer may lie in the Medici's private circle. They were obsessed with Neoplatonism, a philosophy that saw all things as emanations from one divine source. Beauty was sacred. Art wasn't just decoration, it was a gateway to higher truths. The Medici likely commissioned the birth of Venus to reflect their intellectual passions, but perhaps it also carried a more personal message. Some art historians believe Venus was modeled after Simonetta Vespucci, a noblewoman known as the most beautiful woman in Florence. She died young, and Botticelli was said to have adored her. In fact, he requested to be buried at her feet, and he was. Could it be that the birth of Venus is also a love letter, a memorial, a dream of a woman Botticelli could never have? Then there's the technical side. Botticelli's style was really unique. His lines are, lyrical, and his figures sort of float rather than walk. There's no attempt at perfect realism here. Instead, everything just seems symbolic, intentional. The sea is flat, the bodies are elongated, the entire composition feels like a dream, deliberately so. This wasn't just art, it was honestly philosophy on canvas. But not everyone was impressed. Within a few decades, the political winds shifted. A radical monk named Girolamo Savonarola rose to power in Florence. He preached against vanity, paganism, and the arts. He burned paintings, books, and luxurious items in what became known as the bonfire of the vanities. Botticelli, caught in the movement, is said to have burned some of his own works. Did he regret the birth of Venus? Or did he see it as something purer than vanity? We'll never know. But one thing is clear. The painting survived, hidden away, perhaps protected by those who understood its value. Over time, it re-emerged, and today it hangs in the Uffizi Gallery in Florence, seen by millions. And yet, its mystery remains. Why does Venus look so sad? Is she mourning something, or is it serenity, knowing that beauty, like all things, is fleeting? The birth of Venus continues to fascinate because it speaks in layers. It's myth, it's philosophy, it's love, it's grief, it's a celebration of beauty and a meditation on its power. So the next time you see this famous painting, remember, it's not just a goddess on a shell, it's a coded message from the past, a bridge between heaven and earth, and a silent question whispered across the centuries: can beauty save the soul? This is the secret of the birth of Venus.